Hello there guys, and today we're going to be looking at the record player that I built. Now you'll notice that the wood itself is not original to the record player, it is the homemade part. The mechanism itself came from a cheap 1920s Phonola Portable record player, and you can notice that I've done some cheap repairs here in order to hold the governor together. But I re-greased everything in order to make the mechanism work, and I put a new felt on because the other one was in terrible condition. It was like rags. Other than the fact that this is from a different machine, I built this cabinet myself. It simply is comprised of just the cabinet, the mechanism, and the acoustic amplification comes completely from this board that is easily removed and changed in angle. Now this is mechanical, so in order to play it, you're going to have to insert the crank, and then once you feel resistance and you start winding, right there, then you start winding the mechanism. Now I just wanted to show you the cute little touches I put on here. So you'll notice that the front is on hinges in order to allow the sound to come through, so it has a fuller sound. And you'll notice that these little brass pieces I put on here to make it look nicer. The screws here, I don't know what I'm going to do with those yet. I'm probably going to cut those and reinsert them since those are dangerous, but I haven't really done anything to it other than the one day I took to build it. The reproducer, the head itself, is just a cheap reproducer that came with the thing. I had to improvise because I don't want to spend any more money than I already had. So I simply put the bottom of a Pringles can in here as the membrane for the reproducer. Going on to the left side, you'll notice that there's not much, it's pretty bare. You just have the wood cabinet itself and the brake to release the turntable. You just push it and then it releases the brake. And here we have this little discard tray for old needles, because you're supposed to replace your needle per every play of 178 record, which is very important to prevent damage to the record. On this side you have the tone arm here. Here's the speed variation switch right here, so faster is going to the left and slower is going to the right. On the back I just have these two brass hinges. That is in order to allow the front or the lid to open up so I can do repairs on the mechanism. Unscrew this, and that way it's out of the hole, so that way it opens. And in order to prevent the lid from moving, I just put the crank back in, and so it's like a cheap and quick method to mount the lid, so I don't have to put any fancy latches on it. And then other than that, this is an incredibly simple gramophone. It doesn't even have a proper horn in it, but I'm going to play you a 99-year-old record in order to prevent copyright claims, even though this video is never going to be monetized, just in case I don't want to violate the rules of YouTube. No, 99 years old is a little too young. Okay, we'll play a 100-year-old record instead, 1920. This one, the record I'm going to play for you is Humming by the Happy Six. What I'm going to do is simply put the record on, like so, and shoot, where are my needles? Oh, you know what, I think I have one right here. Oh yeah, there it is. Needle. And then I'm going to wind the mechanism. This thing comes from the mechanism comes from a portable record player, like I said earlier, so it only has one spring, so in order for one record to even be played all the way, just maybe, you have to wind it all the way. Most large record players you only have to wind part way because it has 2 or maybe 4 springs in it, but mine only has 1. And then once you feel tension, don't wind anymore because you're going to break it. And I just unscrew it because I like it loose. And I'm just going to simply hang it off these screws right here, and I'm going to put it right at the edge because this thing can be pretty loud with this record in particular. So I'm going to put it right here so it's not distorted, right at the edge. And then I'm going to release the brake. Find the right speed, it's right about in the middle. And then I'll play my record. Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to trick into thinking that this thing actually sounds good. Here's the actual sound. And so that concludes my 78 gramophone project. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm going to produce more little things like this like I have in the past. And for now, that concludes.